Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Holloway versus Gomez. Ms. Holloway, you are suing Ms. Gomez for $2,670. You say the defendant ruined your life and owes you unpaid rent. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The defendant says she doesn't owe you anything. Let's start with you, Ms. Holloway. Why are you bringing this case today?
Thank you, Your Honor. I am here today as a senior student at the University of Oregon, suing my ex-roommate and ex-best friend after I found out that she was having relations with my father, who was more than twice her age. And because she and my father have a serious relationship, she decided to abandon our lease agreement and move in with him, leaving me to cover the remaining 3 months' worth of rent.
So wait, you're going to college?
I'm going to college.
You paying for yourself to go to college?
Yes, I do.
All right, and you're in a lease?
I'm in a lease.
Did you all sign that lease together, or it's your lease and then you were subleasing a room or something to her?
Actually, my name is the only name on the lease. However, I drafted a roommate's agreement that she...
This moment hits hard. McKenzie tries to stay composed, but you can feel the shock behind her voice. The betrayal isn't just emotional, it's financial, academic, and deeply personal. Judge Lauren Lake is already zeroing in on the seriousness beneath the chaos.
Obliged to and agreed to.
Do you have a copy of that?
Yes, I actually do.
May I
Here's
see
my
it?
evidence.
Ms. Gomez, you ended up sleeping with Ms. Holloway's father?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Well, let's just cut to the chase.
Please.
So you presumably met him through your ex-best friend and roommate.
Yes, Your Honor, I have known Miss Holloway, McKenzie, for now 3 years. Well, to make that 4 since it's our 4th year. We just hit it off immediately in college. We joined the same sorority, and I would only see Nathan, her father, only a few times a week. If anything, it was something like a little hi, especially since he was going through a divorce himself. I didn't want to get involved in anything like that. I thought he was cute.
Sure.
But
And how old are you?
I'm 24 years old currently.
Okay. And how old is Mr. Holloway?
He's 55.
Okay. So this roommate's agreement that I see here, where you're supposed to pay $890 a month at the first of each month, and what was the length of this agreement here?
It was for a year.
All right. And how many of those months did you live out?
I've only lived about 2 months there because, unfortunately, things got very hostile when McKenzie found out that I was dating her father.
Yeah, how did you find out, Ms. Holloway, that Ms. Gomez was dating your father?
I came to my apartment looking for some rest and some ease. However, I opened the door and I see my father and my roommate having sex in our living room.
Walking in on that scene, that's a kind of emotional blow most people never recover from. The way McKenzie describes it, you can hear the trauma. And Judge Lauren Lake doesn't let Sage gloss over any of it. She cuts straight through the excuses.
Step up to the podium. You are Nathan Holloway, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You are Ms. Holloway, the plaintiff's father.
Yes.
But you on the opposite aisle from your daughter.
Get him.
Because you decided to sleep with her friend.
Yes. Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, so you then had her friend, who was her roommate, who was on a lease agreement with your daughter that helped her pay her rent, move in with you.
Yes, because Sage came to me saying that my daughter was being disrespectful, belligerent. So, and...
I didn't hear any testimony that would say she was being belligerent or hostile. She might have been disgusted.
Absolutely. And I could have been worse, but I feel like I had a lot more self-control, unlike others.
It's not that serious.
So this is not real serious. You just let her come live with you.
It's a fling. It's a midlife crisis.
It is not. We fell in love, Your Honor.
Are you in love, Mr. Holloway?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't like it. I didn't like how that yes came out. That turn of the head let me know it sounded like you lying.
No, Your Honor.
I've been doing this for a lot of years.
Yes.
Sometimes what's not said is more obvious and clearer than what is said. Your body language.
The father's entrance changes the whole energy. His hesitations, his posture. Judge Lauren Lake picks up on every signal. You can almost feel the disconnect between father and daughter widening with each answer he gives.
Mr. Holloway, you just out here having yourself a moment. You 55?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm 54, and I know, honey. I know how it is. That's why I got this ponytail up high right now, trying to restore these cheekbones. Trying to restore these cheekbones from 1994, okay? We do go through phases in our lives, right, where our mortality and our age catches up with us.
Yes.
I mean, not to be funny, but you're not a bad-looking man. You're 55 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
You probably could have gone out and got you a whole bunch of other 24-year-olds. What made you choose your daughter's best friend and roommate? Because this isn't just a familial issue, it's a financial issue for your daughter. So you've now done something that puts your daughter at risk financially, and then you've also done something that puts you at risk in terms of her father. So your daughter feels all alone, and from what this court can see, she's standing over there all alone as well.
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm alone, too. I've been divorced for 2 years.
Miss Gomez? He said he's alone. Don't you live with him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You see what's going on?
I do, Your Honor, and I was unaware that Nathan was actually feeling this way, this type of way, that it would have to come to this for me to see this.
It's a funny thing about we the people, right? People get up in here and all of a sudden understand what's going on because we get down to the nitty-gritty.
Judge, you starting stuff.
This is Peak Judge Lauren Lake, honest, human, and unfiltered. She understands what insecurity can push people into, but she never lets it overshadow accountability. And her question cuts deep. Why choose your daughter's friend of all people?
I'm starting stuff.
Yeah, you starting stuff.
Look.
You started. We had a
Mr.
good
Holloway,
relationship till we
Mr.
got
Holloway.
here. Judge, you started something.
Mr. Holloway, let me tell you something great about me. Not only do I start it, I finish it. Okay? I see exactly what's going on here. And it's crystal clear. Now, if you all have relationship issues now, that's for you all to deal with. At the end of the day, you make your choices. But what I believe is paternity matters, which means fatherhood matters. I had a beautiful relationship with my father. I just lost him a few months ago. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I couldn't imagine a person that my father would put our relationship in jeopardy for. And it's disappointing to see you stand here, your daughter's notably upset. At the very least, if you're gonna steal a roommate away from her, you could at least help her pay the rent. I mean, this is about raggedy in and of itself. You just left her out there with the rent coming due, you sleeping with her girlfriend, and you don't have enough good sense to say as a 55-year-old man, hey, babe, now you know you done signed that lease agreement, so you still gonna have to pay that rent. You know that.
Here, the emotional core of the case shows itself. Judge Lauren Lake speaks from experience, and it grounds the moment. She highlights how this isn't just messy. It's a daughter abandoned emotionally and financially by the person meant to protect her.
Yes, Your Honor, but I was going to pay. But she was sending me text messages, being disrespectful, calling me all kind of names.
Do you think you were being disrespectful when you slept with her best friend in her house?
No.
I don't even recognize you anymore. You were being disrespectful.
Let me tell you something. I've heard all I need to know. At this point, Mr. Holloway, it's pretty clear. You have never really matured to the point to understand that your actions have consequences. At the end of the day, unfortunately, you're not the one being sued. You're just a witness here. And Ms. Gomez, I hope you learned this lesson today. Because he's standing up next to you, but he is not standing by you or for you. Is that clear?
That's clear, Your Honor.
You owe her $2,670 because you signed the agreement. It's clear. And you moved in. You gotta pay.
This is the truth-telling moment. Judge Lauren Lake dismantles every excuse and lays the responsibility exactly where it belongs. You can feel the shift in the room. Sage realizes she's been standing next to someone who won't stand for her.
And what I hope most is whenever you come out of this phase, because it's obvious it's a phase. Now, if I saw real love here, I'm not saying that people who are older and younger in age can't find love. It ain't my business. But it is obvious to me that you are taking up space in this young woman's life that you don't need to be taking up.
Miss Lake,
And
come
it's
on.
obvious.
Judge Lake, come on.
You know it, we see it, everybody in here sees it. Judgment for the plaintiff for $2,670. Ms. Gomez, you better wake up. Court is adjourned.
Thank
All
you.
rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $2,670.
Yeah, that's right, because you're a daddy stealer.
The judgment is straightforward, but the message behind it is bigger. Choices have ripple effects. And Judge Lauren Lake's observation about the phase lands with a sting that both of them clearly needed to hear.
Why don't you find yourself your own husband, your own boyfriend, whatever you want, and get out of my
What'd you
life?
say? I can't speak daddy stealers. I don't know what you said. I don't
Says
know
the
what
one
you
who has
said.
daddy issues.
Yeah, that's why I got my money.
Please
so
gather your
run me my
things
check,
and follow me
please.
this way.
This confrontation is messy, raw, and honestly a little petty. Exactly the kind of emotional overflow that comes after a judgment like that. But even in the chaos, you see the deeper wound between these former friends.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Peterson versus Juarez. Miss Peterson, you are suing Mr. Juarez for $350. You say the defendant owes you the value of all of the dishes he broke on your moving day. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the defendant, you say it wasn't your fault, it was the plaintiff's fault. You don't owe her anything.
That's right, Your Honor.
All right. So, Miss Peterson, I'll start with you. When were you moving? Where were you moving?
About a couple months ago in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, and you hired?
I hired movers to begin with,
Okay.
but they said it was moving season, so tried to upcharge me. It went from about a $100 deposit to $500. So I then called my brother, and he said he could help, and he had some buddies that would definitely help.
Was there pay involved, Miss?
Yeah, I paid them $200 per person.
Per person. For how many hours?
4.
For 4 hours. So was this all verbal or was it a text exchange? Do you have any evidence of what the agreement was? Did you settle on $200 and say, yes, that works for me via email or text?
Sorry, Your Honor, I don't have any of that. It was
So
mostly-
just a verbal conversation?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. And so, Miss Peterson, had you packed anything?
I did, yes, and I told them that I did not want them, they did not need to pack anything, especially in the kitchen.
Did you hear her say don't pack anything, Mr. Juarez?
No, not really, Your Honor. I just kind of got there and
You just mosey on in.
yeah, I got there and immediately there was the whole fight with the neighbor, you know.
Oh, she was in a fight when you got there.
Coming up,
You all obviously made a verbal agreement to help move. The question is, did you use reasonable care as you packed those dishes?
you're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Christina Peterson and Richard Juarez over a messy move.
You had a fight with the neighbor, Miss Peterson?
Yes.
About what?
My brother had parked his truck, and that was where we were gonna load everything. And then the neighbor parked right behind it, so we couldn't then load the car. And so we kind of got into it, nothing vicious, and we talked about it, and he agreed he'd move his car while I was moving.
A completely different case. But Judge Lauren Lake homes in on the same core issue: responsibility. You can feel the tension rise as Christina watches her valuable dishes get handled carelessly. It's a small moment with big stakes for her.
So what happens to get me to the point where there was damage to your property?
So I walk into the kitchen, and I saw him putting some dishes into a box. I had said to him, oh, be careful. Can you set that down? Because I want to tape the lid. I wanted to make sure everything was secure. And at that point, he dropped the dishes. And, you know, I was upset because they were expensive, but he also didn't say.
You were there with him when he dropped the dishes?
I was, yes.
So he dropped it before you taped it, or were you over there trying to get the tape on the top of the box and then he dropped it as you were trying to tape it?
I wasn't putting a lot of force because he was kind of pulling back on the box, and I was like, oh, can I tape it? And then
Why
he
would he
dropped
be pulling back on the box if you're trying to tape it?
I'm not really sure. He was kind
Why
of
were
just
you
rushing
pulling back
through.
on the box when she's trying to tape it, Mr. Juarez?
She was in my face with the tape and she was kind of ordering me around and stuff. And so when she kind of approached me, I backed away just sort of instinctively.
What had you put inside of it? Had you rolled all of them in different paper?
I had rolled a few when I started packing, but when he was putting them away, he kind of just was putting them in there with
You
nothing.
were just putting the dishes in with no
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I was in
And
a rush.
had you given them an instruction like, hey, I'm packing those dishes with paper?
Yes, I told them bubble wrap and stuff was around for everything fragile, and that.
And so were there bubble wrapped items inside the box when
Yes.
he picked it up?
Yes, I already wrapped a few plates and bowls. Yes, Your
And they
Honor.
were in the box already?
Yes.
All right, I've heard enough.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
This is the problem here. You all obviously made a verbal agreement to help move. The question is, did you use reasonable care as you packed those dishes? It's obvious you didn't. Now, Ms. Peterson, because of Mr. Juarez's actions on that day, and the fact that you did say to them, hey, there's bubble wrap for the fragile items, and you had already bubble wrapped and wrapped up some of your dishes, I do believe you're entitled to collect. But I don't believe you're entitled to collect the entire amount. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Juarez, before I conclude, I just have to say to you, sometimes, and this is in the future if you ever go back to court, I want you to come in there ready to prove your case, right? And let your body language reflect that of a person that is very present. You understand? Because it was too easy for me to connect those dots that you was rushing through packing those dishes, and you didn't care. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff for $275. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Share your thoughts on these cases in the comments. For more courtroom breakdowns and real case insights, make sure to subscribe to the channel.